From Hollywood, it's America's #1 pop music show, America's Top 10, with Casey Kasem. This week, you'll see Tommy Two-Tone.
Jenny, who can I turn to?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up.
O'Brien. Our update on Barry Maguire.
You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
Plus, exclusive reviews of the Top 10 on Billboard's Pop, Soul, Country, and Album charts for the week ending April 25th, 1982. Now, here's Casey Kasem.
Thank you, Charlie Tuna, and hello again, everybody. Welcome to America's Top 10. Let's turn right to the action on Billboard's Pop Singles chart and check out the 10 biggest hits this week. Debuting at number 10, the first top 10 hit for a four-man band from San Francisco. They call themselves Tommy Two-Tone with 867-5309 Jenny. Coming in at number 9, the second top 10 hit for a man who currently lives in Marietta, Georgia. Paul Davis and 65 Love Affair. Holding at number 8 for a second week is a story song by newcomer Bertie Higgins, Key Largo. And holding at number 7 in their third week in the top 10, Huey Lewis and the News with Do You Believe in Love? And will you look at this? Leaping in all the way from number 21 to number 6, the first duet by Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. It's called Ebony and Ivory. Up a notch to number 5, the only Australian in this week's top 10, Rick Springfield with Don't Talk to Strangers. And holding at number 4 for a third week, the Jay Giles Band with the title song from their recent #1 album, Freeze Frame. At number 3, the only instrumental in this week's top 10, Vangelis with the title music from Chariots of Fire. Holding at number 2 for a third week, the first top 10 hit for the Go-Go's, We Got the Beat. And at number 1 for a 6th consecutive week, it's Joan Jett and Gary Ryan, Eric Campbell, and Lee Crystal, the three men who call themselves the Blackhearts, with the most popular song in the land again this week. I love rock and roll. Now, our Pop Spotlight Song of the Week. You know, in the rock era, 4 songs with phone numbers in their titles have hit the top 40, but only one of them has managed to go as far as the top 10. The ones that made the 40 are the Marvelettes with Beechwood 45789. There was Wilson Pickett with 6345789. And there was City Boy with a 4-digit rural phone number, 5705. And there's a song in our Pop Spotlight this week, the only song with a phone number in its title to ever reach the top 10. Here's Tommy Two-Tone with 867-5309. Jenny. Tommy Two-Tone, the name of that group, with 867-5309. Jenny, our Pop Spotlight Song of the Week. Up next in our album spotlight, the big reunion hit for Simon and Garfunkel. Now let's turn to the Billboard album chart and take a look at the LPs that you're buying the most of this week. Coming in at number 10, an album that won 4 Grammys this year for Quincy Jones. His album called The Dude. And at number 9, an album that's been around for 36 non-consecutive weeks in the top 10, a giant LP for Journey called Escape. And at number 1 for the second week, the album that won an Oscar this year for Best Movie Soundtrack, Vangelis and the soundtrack from Chariots of Fire. Let's check out the 10 biggest soul songs in America this week. Debuting at number 9, the 4th top 10 hit for a woman from Gary, Indiana. She's a former member of Stevie Wonder's backup group, Wonder Love. Her name, Denise Williams, and It's Gonna Take a Miracle. And coming in at number 8, the leader of the group called Radio with a very hot solo hit, Ray Parker Jr. and the Other Woman. And look what's happened at number 1. After being at number 1 for 9 consecutive weeks, and that's the longest any record has been at number 1 on the soul chart since way back in 1972, Stevie Wonder falls from 1 to number 2 with That Girl. And climbing into the top spot with his very first number 1 song, Richard Dimples Fields, and If It Ain't One Thing, It's Another.
If it ain't one thing.
Who was the youngest person to both write and record a top 10 hit? Well, the singer-songwriter who holds that record hit the top 10 when he was only 13 years old. His song was recently a top 10 remake hit for Diana Ross. Details coming up. Now, let's answer our trivia question. Comes from Kim Gillum of Detroit, and she watches the show on Channel 4 and wants to know who was the youngest person to both write and record a top 10 hit. Well, Kim, the singer-songwriter who holds that record, was only 13 years old when he hit the top 10 with a song he had co-written with record company president Morris Levy. And that same song was recently a top 10 remake for the great Diana Ross. The young man who wrote and recorded that song was the lead singer of a group called The Teenagers. And in March of 1965, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers hit number 6 with Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And there's your answer, Kim. Frankie Lyman, the youngest person to ever write and record a top 10 hit. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Thanks for writing in.
And because America's Top 10 used Kim's question, she'll receive the Hamilton Beach Pop Air 2. Pops with air, not hot oil. Pop Air and Butter Up Popper from Hamilton Beach, Scoville, with 70 years of quality. And if you want beautiful hair, use Salon Formula Jerry Ready Milk and Honey Shampoo. Jerry Ready, from the salon to you. And from Akai for great sound, beautifully styled match components, including AM/FM stereo receiver, a set of match speakers, and stereo cassette deck. Remember Akai, you never heard it so good.
Well, that wraps up our show for this week. Now join us next week when we'll see performances by Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, and the legendary soul duo of Sam and Dave. Till then, keep your feet in the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
If you have any music trivia questions, jot them down and send them to America's Top 10, Box 1019, Hollywood, California, 90028.